Good evening, everyone. I am Sensei Kevlar. Let's look at some charts. Tonight we're opening with Quantum against BTC, and today's lesson was the 50-50 straddle. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the way in which we can straddle a market like this. Now, to begin with, what we want to do to find a straddle opportunities, we want to find a market that we can move up and down a lot in, and this is a pretty good market to be moving up and down a lot in. Let's take a look at the top of the opportunity that we can see right here, the resistance that we previously run up against. I would call, somewhere around let's call this 500,000 satoshis. I'd call that's a pretty good top line for your straddle, for your 0% line. And then let's just come all the way down here and take a look at the 0 line. Okay, let's assume that we are somewhere that puts our market middle right about here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this line right here to represent our market middle. I'm going to make this yellow, and just going to get rid of that. That's our 2,500 line right there. Beautiful. Okay. If this is our 2,500 line, then clearly this is our, if this is our 50-50 line, then clearly this is our 75% line. Let's put the 75% line in there. And then we'll put the 25% line in there, somewhere around, right about there, right? Okay, and then we'll just make those different colors. Get rid of that yellow line again. And let's label these appropriately so we don't have any confusion about what these are. Right there and right there. All right, this here is your... Where's my text tool? Text tool, there we go. That's your 0% line. That's where you're going to be allocated for 0% of your opportunity. Boy, text tool, thank you. Here is your 100% line. That's where you might be allocated for 100% of your opportunity. If that were the case, you could see that we came right down and we bounced right off of the 25% line. Sorry, the 75% line. That's what that is right there. Then, of course, we have our 50% line. And finally, our 25% line. Okay, now we're all set up to straddle this market. Where are we right now with regards to this opportunity? Well, we're really close to our 75% allocation. So let's say that we wanted to allocate a Bitcoin for this opportunity. Where would we be? We would probably be trying to own about 3/4 of a Bitcoin if we were trying to do a basic straddle. If we were trying to do a pivot straddle, we might work our way down from the 50-50 line in order to see where the resistance lines fall in order to incorporate the pivot strategy with the straddle strategy. Let's see where the resistance lines are. Let me draw those in really fast. This is our lesson from Monday, the resistance lines. We're going to make those not blue. We're going to make those nice fuchsia. Okay. Here's our... So assuming that we were 50-50 in our allocation at this point, let's say we had half a Bitcoin. If we needed to do something like double up on that, coming down into here, we could do that by having less than half a Bitcoin starting up here. Let's say that we wanted to allocate a full Bitcoin at the bottom, right? Which would make this, let's say that we wanted to buy each of these 25, 50, 75% lines. If I were to allocate a whole Bitcoin here and I were to double up each time, that means I would have bought half a Bitcoin here. Because down here I need to buy another half a Bitcoin. That means at this point I would have bought 1/4 of a Bitcoin. That means at this point I would have bought 1/8 of a Bitcoin. That means at this point I would have no Bitcoin worth of quantum. And now I have my pivot against my straddle. Now what I've done is I've combined my pivot with my straddle. I've started with my allocation at the bottom of the market, used my straddle to figure out where to allocate at a specific point in the market, and then figured out that I want to be allocated for this specific amount at this amount. Here's my 0, here's an eighth of a Bitcoin, quarter of a Bitcoin. I'm going to be allocated for about a half a Bitcoin right here because I'm going to double up on that position down here. Okay, now what we can do is we can say it's going to come back flying back up, and here we are with this line right here. And what this line is telling us is that we've absolutely hit another resistance point. Could we see resistance? So could we see, I'm sorry, we've hit a historical support point. Support, 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 support. Assuming that we get a real nice historical support bounce off of that, which we did, then it fell through, we probably should see that this could come up and turn into resistance, which we did. Okay? This is a great sign. This means that this straddle strategy could work really well when combined with the pivot. Could we have allocated half of a Bitcoin at this point, sold half of the Bitcoin, sold a quarter of a Bitcoin here, and then be prepared to buy it back here? Absolutely. Come buy it back down here? Absolutely. Well, what if it shoots up to here? Well, no big deal. We still got a portion of our allocation. Why? Because we allocated our opportunity against our upside against these margins right here. The allocation against the straddle. So once again, if I had allocated a half a Bitcoin here, I would be selling a quarter of a Bitcoin here. Well, could I be selling an eighth of a Bitcoin here and an eighth of a Bitcoin there? Absolutely. Any way that you want to work this strategy, it's a valid way to work it. What's important is that you understand the concept, is that up here we want to have sold everything. Down here we want to have bought everything. In between here we want to have been doing half of our buying. That's the straddle. Okay, you can combine the pivot and the straddle, or you can just use the straddle kind of in a bear mode where I'm saying, okay, I want to allocate 75% of my opportunity right here. I want to allocate 50% of my opportunity right here. I want to allocate 25% of my opportunity right here. And now I know exactly how much I need to buy or sell. The auto straddle is a very powerful tool. All that you need to do is you need to make sure that you've allocated for your full opportunity and then are buying according to your price schedule. There's no danger that way because you know exactly where you're going to be down here in terms of how much money you've spent. Why? Because your straddle has allocated you across the entirety of the markets. Next up, Diamond, DMD, BTC. Oh, my Diamond, you bet. Take a look at the trend line that's forming here. This trend line is being really well respected. Let's find the straddles on this thing. Here is our upper, here is our lower, all the way down here. See how close we are to the bottom. Where does that put us? It puts us about 50-50 in the market right now. Okay, so can we allocate for this opportunity right here and then pivot on down into this allocation right here? Let's find our resistance and support points right there. This guy is clearly a very strong support point. Coming up against him, you can be pretty sure that we're going to bounce over and over and over again. And in fact, we did. So if you've been sitting here, straddling this on into an allocation, you could have been selling out right now. If you had been selling out right now, you could be buying things back right now. You could be buying things back cheaper. Buying things back cheaper in the preparation for a push up to here. But according to your straddle, you're going to be buying all the way down through here. According to your plan. Plan the trade, trade the plan. Next up, I can't get it. No, okay. Doge BTC. Okay, Doge, man. I'm hoping this thing's gonna come back any second now here. That's against the dollar. Let's do Doge BTC, on Bittrex. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Doge has moved into a real sideways opportunity here. These are great opportunities because you can just sit here and buy and then walk away from them and wait for them to pay out. Fantastic, because look at all this support right here. Look at all this historical motion right here. Could you be allocating yourself all the way down into here in terms of your opportunity against, I don't know, this high way up here or this high way up here? Pick your 0% line. Pick where it is that you think the market can turn around to, Okay, there's lots of opportunities in these markets if you create them for yourself. And what the straddle allows you to do is it allows you to see where you want to be allocated in this opportunity at any given point in the opportunity, because you can take this more holistic view. This is your 0% line. This is your 100% line. That's how much you're going to be buying. This is how much you're going to be selling. How much you're going to be selling, how much you're going to be buying. Straddle makes it easy. ETH. Let's do ETH against US dollars. Oh, yeah, man. Ether. Check that out. Let's take a look at the nice trend line that's forming on that. Oh, can't be beat, can it? Fantastic. All the way back, all the way up to... oh, come on. There we go. All the way up to, what is that? 350? Is pushing 340 right now. What a fantastic opportunity. Let's take a look at where we can go in terms of the straddle. Okay. Now, do I think this is really the highest that Ether can ever go? No. Do you really want to be allocating 0% of your opportunity for this line right here? Probably not. You probably want to be allocating some portion of your opportunity for this allocation right here. But where can we come down to? Let's take a look at the historicals, right? Let's take a look at where we have previously found support. Support. Fantastic. What a great market to trade. Here, take a look at this resistance line. Do you think that this resistance line can turn into support later if we come on down and start buying? Where else can we allocate for? What about all the way down here? I'd say yes. This is a great opportunity if Ether wants to give it to us. I don't think it ever will, personally, but if it does, man, you know I'm going to be buying a lot of Ether right now. Now, where could this market go? Could this double in price in the next year? Could this double in price in the next 6 months? Yeah, absolutely it could. If that's the case, maybe you want to be thinking about moving this line up to here. In which case, does this look like we're at the top of the market? Or does it look like we're in the market middle? If this became the 100% line, and this is your 0% line, other way around, if this is your 100% line, this is your 0% line, is this your 50-50 right here? Talk about a beautiful opportunity. You could be at 48%, just above your 50-50, and be allocating yourself all the way through this sell opportunity right now. You could go in there and buy your allocation of Ether, and then if Ether shoots up, just be selling it out all the way up. Or, alternatively, you go in there and buy your Ether, and then as Ether comes down, you could be buying more and more and more and more and more. All the way down your straddle, all the way down your pivots, all the way down, until you reach your allocation. And then it's time to turn for the market. When it's time for the market to turn around again and give you all of your money, you're going to be really glad you did that. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin doing? I've not even paid any attention today. Normally I'm like so addicted to the Bitcoin. Oh, look at that bounce. Look at that bounce. Okay, you want to talk about a great straddle opportunity? Here is your straddle of the ages right here. Put this thing at 10,000, put your low point at 3,000. Boy, you really can't go wrong on this. This market just moves through these trends all day long. If it goes down, you could have been buying all the way down to 5,500, only to be selling yourself out at 7,200. Well, yeah, you could be selling out at 7,200, but what about the 10,000 opportunity? Did you allocate for that? According to your straddle, you should. Did you allocate for the 5,000 opportunity? According to your straddle, you should. Use your pivot to figure out how much you're going to actually be buying, but use your straddle to look at your holistic allocation across a broad range. And make sure that you save some for this opportunity and beyond. All the way up to here. Could happen, don't know. Doesn't matter, because you can be profitable no matter what it does, and that's the way of the trader. Make a plan, then trade that plan. Let's take a look at, boy, I'm just terrible. Neo, BTC. Neo. I know Neo's been paying out a lot for me recently. Yeah, it certainly did jump up. And then I think I went back into buying more here. Buying mode. And take a look. Take a look at where we can go with this market. Take a look at the high. The high of this market is somewhere around 0.008 satoshis. Well, where's the bottom? It's all the way down at 0.003. Could this go even lower? Potentially, yeah. Maybe that's our 50-50 line right there. Maybe we're going to allocate for 50% of our opportunity right at this point right here. That's a great way of thinking about this, because what that does is that sets us for a lot of selling as the market goes up. And then as soon as the market comes back down, you buy more. And then if the market comes down, well, you're all set up to buy more. PIVX. Oh, PIVX coming back from the dead. They had a wallet issue, but it looks like they're going to survive. Okay, so where are we in the market? Well, I'd say we're pretty close to our, maybe our 60% line, 70% line, coming on down, 60% line, coming on down through here. We've got a lot of downward potential that we really want to plan for. Make sure that you're planning for this downward potential right here, all the way down into here. Okay, but look at this right here. Look at this upward potential. Do you want to make sure that you have some allocation? At this point, how much allocation? Well, if you started with one position up here, and you doubled 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 up here, what's your allocation? Well, that's what you're going to start at. What if you started with one position, and you tripled up, tripled up, tripled up, tripled up? That's your allocation here. How much are you going to start with? Your straddle's going to tell you. How much are you going to allocate? Your pivot's going to tell you. How much is it going to cost you for the entire opportunity? Planning is going to tell you. Plan the trade, trade the plan. ADX BTC. Oh yes, absolutely. I don't even have to draw it. It's already there for me. Look at this trend line that got broken. We thought it was going to go through. It was going to keep going and going. Look at what happened is we busted through and entered into this sideways channel right here. Sideways channel, no problem. Where's our opportunity? Well, the 0% line's up here, the 100% line's down here. We're at about our 50-50 line. Real close, actually. Let's pay close attention to this opportunity in terms of scheduling this downside right here. Make sure that you're paying attention to your resistance and support points as you allocate your opportunity, as you buy this all the way down. But go ahead and put your orders onto a piece of paper and then come back and say, hey, oh, look, I would have bought here, and I would have bought here, and I would have bought here. Alternatively, look at what your allocation is coming on down from here and figure out how much money you would have made in the next week when this thing goes up again. Metal? No, IOTA is next. IOTA, BTC. IoT, BTC. Shooting up like a champion? Look at that guy. Where are we in our market? Let's pull out for a better look here. Okay, we can very clearly see that we're very close to a market bottom with more potential downside. Where is the potential downside actually stopping? Well, there's our zero line right there. Can we allocate for zero in a market like this? Absolutely we can. Where's our 50-50 line? It's right about there. Where's our support and resistance lines? Right about there. Say there. Got one here. Got one here. Definitely one here. Definitely one there. Oh, big time right there. Definitely one right in there. And I think we've got everything that we probably need. We're up against a resistance line. Be very careful with this. But could you allocate this opportunity coming down from here? Look at where we're headed right now. Big opportunity. Make it work for you. Schedule this downside, though. Look out for this downside potential. Don't think that just because we went all the way down, the only direction that we can go is up. This is still a potential. Schedule your allocation against your straddle, and you'll be fine. Because you'll have money to go up, and you'll have money to go down. Zencash. Oh, what a great opportunity that was. Coming all the way down into here, only to have it bust up into there. Why did it stop? Can we find a place in the history here? Why did it stop? What was going on? What caused the traders? What did the traders see that made them stop right there? Well, let's go and find out. Okay, this thing went all the way ballistic, and sure enough, right at the line that we predicted, it turned around, found resistance, busted through. The market said, no, I'm taking my profits. The market said, no, I'm taking my profits, all the way down to here where it bounced off this line. Man, if you were up here and you were looking at this and you were going I'm at my 40% mark, I'm at my 35% mark, you could have been buying all the way down through here. All the way down to make all of your money right here. All the way down to make all of your money right here. You could have been buying all the way down to make all of your money right here. Oh, look at that opportunity. What size is that opportunity? Oh, it's only 226% in 2 days. 226% in 2 days. If you had been straddling this, working this market right here, oh, it would have been beautiful. XMR, BTC, Monero. Oh, Monero, look at you. Oh, for a second I thought that was today. I was going to say, I'm going to go buy a bunch of Monero right now. Because look at where it was. Look at where it came down to previously and did this crazy jump. Look at where it came down to again and did this crazy jump. Could you have allocated yourself by looking at this opportunity and saying, all right, where's my bottom line? Where's my zero line? Come all the way down into the doldrums. Where's my zero line? There it is. Allocate. Allocation. All the way across this big opportunity. You could have been buying up XMR to be making all of your money right here so you could buy it all back cheaper right here. What a great way to go. BRO is not there. Sorry. NAV, BTC. It's an easy one, right? Look at this. Got this coming across right here. All the way up to here. Where are we in our straddle? We're at our 75% allocation line pretty clearly. Where's our 50% line? It's right in there. Right in here. Look at the 50% line. I didn't even have to draw it. It was already an existing resistance line. These 50% lines, these resistance lines, traders are looking at these and they're going, yeah, I think I'll do my selling there too. These support lines right here, traders are looking at these and going, yeah, I think I'll do my buying right there too. And then the market goes up again. Could you be creating your opportunity in terms of this market right here and creating this? Absolutely. If you're prepared to create it with this opportunity right there. Be prepared. Plan your trade and trade your plan. ETH, I think we already did Ether. Yeah, we already did Ether Bitcoin, didn't we? I did Ether dollars. It's the same thing. Look at how big this market is, though. Look at how massive this market is. This market is massive. Look at if you had been buying all the way down into this area. You could have been selling your opportunity out right here. Big opportunity. Let's take a look at one last one for the night. BCH, Bitcoin Cash. This one is my hero. My hero, and I'll tell you why. Is because if you don't think that I was straddling this market to this market right here, and I was buying all the way down to $280 or whatever this was right here, oh, you're fooling yourself. Of course that's what I was doing. And then when this thing happened, you better believe that I was scheduling out this entire upside opportunity all the way out to here and leaving myself a bunch of trophies for when this happened, which it did. And then it came back down, and you know I bought it all back cheaper. Using the money I made up here, I bought it back cheaper. How much? Well, I just allocated my straddle. I just looked at my opportunity and I said, well, this is the opportunity I want to create for myself. This is where I'd be one position. This is where I'd be buying, 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 buying. Beautiful opportunity. Take advantage of it. Look at this. Holy moly. These are great markets to trade, and I really invite you to spend more time learning and making these plans to plan these trades. Plan these trades in terms of your allocation. Plan these trades in terms of your buying and selling points. Plan these trades in terms of, you know, creating these opportunities for yourself. And then trade the plan. And that is the way of the trader. Thank you very much, everyone. I very much look forward to seeing you in Friday's lesson, which will be tying this all together into an actual plan, moving into next week, where we will be learning how to automate this. And you're going to love how we automate this. Thank you, everyone.